Good morning. Yes, late good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, the 31st day of July, 2026. I hope you're all safe and healthy, and hope your families are safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your families in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders doing all they can to save human lives. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children victims of child molestation and pedophilia, helping those that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts of these things that cause these industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, homeless in the United States. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So I'm looking at the Knicks roster, and two things jump out to me. The Knicks right now have 13 players with signed contracts on their roster. Now, you have to have at least 14. You can carry that temporarily, but you're supposed to have 15 players. So they got enough room to sign two more players. And then there's no two-way contracts right now. So they're going to use all three two-way players. So what does this mean? Well, right off the bat, we look and see what the second apron situation is. And as of today, the Knicks have $3,273,000 in second apron space. A minimum contract would count about $2.4 million against that. So they don't have enough room to sign two minimum contracts unless one of those contracts is a minimum and one of them is a special rookie contract. The rookie exception contract was like 1.3. So maybe they can get away with that. But even with that, to stay under the second apron, they'd have to lose salary. They still need to lose salary, which tells me two things. One, they're going to get two more players, maybe three. Why do I say that? They could trade a player. If they traded a player and brought in a player, right? And the player they traded had more salary than the player they brought in, then they would have an increase in their second apron space and probably be able to sign two more guys. That's number one. So it could very well be somebody's going to be traded. And please don't come on my channel talking about dudes, because you know how that's going to end. Some of you are just so stupid and stubborn, you can't help yourself. So I'll just delete you when I see it. But they're going to trade. They could be trading somebody, because as it stands, they can't even sign a minimum contract with a rookie special exception contract, because that combined would be 3.7 and all they got is 3.2. So they're going to need to cut some more salary. Okay, now the 13 players they have, we know only includes two fives, two centers. So we anticipate the Knicks definitely picking up a guy in the five spot. And we talk ad nauseum about that. How many guys with the various guys, and you guys continue to show me, look at this guy, look at this. So there's a lot of guys out there. Okay, so they're going to get a five. They're going to definitely get three two-way players, because they don't count against the second apron. And they may trade somebody. Don't know who. I've always been saying that the biggest trade chip to me is Pacome Daddy, because he's so young, he's got a lot of upside, and he's going to be making 2.9, and they got a decision to make in October about a $5 million contract for next year and the team option. So he's the most likely the person to be traded. And when he's traded, they would probably bring back somebody on a minimum contract. So now they send out 2.9, they get back something the equivalent of 2.4, and they gain $500,000, which is what they will need to sign two more minimum contracts. Okay, so we don't know who those contracts are. I'm sure everybody has their ideas of what they'd like to see. I really don't. I've talked to you about what I want to see in terms of the five spot. But other than that, I don't know. Except I would like, now we're looking at Trey Jemison, Dylan Jones, Kevin McCullough, Jeremy Sohan. I would like at least 3 of those guys to be on the team, which means that 3 of them can be signed to two-way deals, but then we don't know who else can be signed to a two-way deal. Or if they make a trade, 2 of those 4 can be signed to minimum contracts. Okay, you can sign any Sohan, McCullough, Dylan Jones, Trey Jemison to minimum deals. So you can do 2 of them. So we'll have to see who they trade, what they receive in the trade, which is probably definitely going to be less money than they send out, and the 3 two-way contracts. Now this gets a little more complicated because when you realize training camp is like the 29th of September, okay? They're going to give a bunch of guys opportunities on Exhibit 10 deals, okay? You're going to see that. Happens every year in the Leon Rose. You're going to see a whole bunch of guys come inside on Exhibit 10 deals because they can get low money for coming into training camp and trying to make the team. They can get low money for that. So they're going to do that. Then you're still dealing with the openings we talked about, the 5. You know, you're going to need 2 more players. You're going to trade a player. It's all of that. So right now, we know Leon Rose is working very hard. He's working very hard. He's working his phones. Him, Worldwide West, Gershon, they're working the phones right now. And they're trying to get the combination of these things. And you got to believe they got more than one plan, obviously. So they're going to make a combination of making sure they can get 15 guys, moving a guy so they can have space to get 15 guys, and moving a guy for a guy coming back making less money. We will see. But this is going to happen for sure before training camp. So there's going to be a flurry of more moves coming. Leon Rose is probably, of course, knowing him, he's probably already got offers on the table for things, and he's trying to still try to get the best deal that he can, the cheapest deal that he can. And as we know, he's very good at that. So we will see. But definitely moves are coming. There's no doubt about it. They're going to have 15 guys on opening night roster. They're going to have 3 two-way guys. We'll see. As far as the 5 spot, that guy Robbins from the summer might come. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure he's going to get an Exhibit 10 deal to try to make the team in camp. Whether he makes it or not, I don't know. But he's going to come and get a deal to try to make the team. So that's coming. We know the 4 guys we mentioned, Jemison, Jones, McCullough, and Sohan, they're going to also be invited to camp. Now, Sohan's case, 23, he's got 3 or 4 years experience. I don't know if another team may want to offer him a minimum already. See, so we'll see what's going on. But I can see these 4 guys coming into camp. So we'll see how this works out. Anyway, be safe out there. Enjoy your weekend. Sure.